Who did it? That's the question hanging over a crash site in Ukraine tonight.
A crash site with the remains of 298 people and the Boeing 777 that carried them to their deaths. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was bound from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. The flight path a bit off from its normal route due to thunderstorms. U.S. officials say it was hit by a missile from the ground. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez was more on who is blaming who.
Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 bursting into flames as it crashed in eastern Ukraine this morning. All of the nearly 300 people on board killed. This man watching it all, saying, "I knew it was an airplane right away. It fell over there." Those white streaks raining from the sky, debris from the Boeing 777, falling into fiery masses spread across 10 miles. U.S. officials saying it is clear the plane, traveling at 33,000 feet from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur, was shot down by a sophisticated missile.
Not an accident, blown out of the sky.
Officials say they're still unsure who launched the missile and from where. Russia and pro-Russian rebels who've been in a growing battle with Ukraine deny any involvement. But Ukrainian officials claim they have evidence. What they say are 2 intercepted phone calls, including this one, in which a separatist at the scene reportedly tells Russian military intelligence, "We have just shot down a plane." Tonight, the wreckage still smoldering.
It's a very grim scene that we're seeing here.
The U.S. urging rebels not to move anything, including the plane's black boxes they claim to have found, as investigators make their way to the scene and victims' loved ones wait for answers.
Among the victims, at least 3 infants and a group of AIDS researchers traveling to a conference. We're still waiting to learn if any Americans were among the victims. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
That crash site, a field of fire, debris, despair. Crews are searching the area for traces of the victims. The debris field may be as large as 6 square miles. Researchers put white flags where they found remains. Whoever combs the wreckage could be crucial in the investigation. Experts say it is vital that no one removes evidence from the scene. Given the political tensions in that area, it could be tempting for someone to do just that.
Some of the first pictures from the scene were posted on Twitter. The International Business Times posted this picture of passports. Another picture shows what appears to be a large piece of the plane's wing. You can see people who may be taking it apart. Other pictures show people showing up at the Dutch embassy in Kiev. Many of those on the jet were Dutch.
For a breakdown of what this means for the United States, we turned to a military expert in Cincinnati.
Tonight, 9 on Your Side's Jason Law spoke with a retired Air Force colonel who says this attack won't help our relationship with Russia. Jason?
Well, retired Colonel Dean Smittle believes this is the weapon, the SA-11. It's fired from the ground, and he says can easily take down a plane flying at 30,000 feet. Smittle also believes the people who fired the rocket were probably Russian trained.
It had to be a sophisticated missile system.
Retired Colonel Dean Smittle is as close as you get to a military expert in Cincinnati, with 4 decades in the Army and Air Force.
So that tells me that this has to be the SA-11 model, which can reach up past 33,000 feet.
Smittle believes whoever shot down the Malaysian airliner did so by mistake.
Why would they target a civilian aircraft?
They may have mistakenly thought that was a aircraft from Russia, maybe during surveillance. They really had no idea.
By now, Smittle believes our government probably knows everything about the origin and path of that rocket.
I think we knew where the missile was fired from. Supposedly it was fired from Russia. We probably know the flight path of the missile itself, and if we have satellite imagery, we can certainly zero in on that. I imagine the CIA and DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, looking very carefully at their satellite imagery right now.
He also thinks Russia will try to disavow any connection to the people responsible.
So that's what you're going to see Russia trying to do a double standard here. Oh, well, okay, we let them use that. Maybe we trained them, but it's their responsibility to use it properly. What is so sad about this whole thing is those poor people aboard that airliner. 295 souls blasted to smithereens, wreckage over a 10-mile swath area with passports all over the ground, body parts all over the place.
It takes a lot of training to be able to shoot a plane out of the sky like that, and Smittle says it can't be done by just anybody, which is why he says the Russian government has a lot of explaining to do in the next couple days. Carol?